Hey little lady, what's your name? Say it loud, don't take a ride, jump in. Hey baby, what's on your mind? We need to do tonight, tonight, make it happen. Anything on you, make it yours. Anything on the world, anything on the world. Anything on you, make it yours.
Boogiezone, we are here with You Got Serves, Chris Joe.
Yo, yo,
How was class, man?
class was great. It was my first time working with Boogiezone, and I kind of knew what to expect because I've seen video stuff from the kids and the students and choreographers, and I've talked to some friends, so I knew what to expect, but I was a little more surprised because I got in here and you guys just slammed it. I kind of beat you up a little bit, but
yes,
you guys worked hard, and it was yeah, it was a pleasure. It was fun.
Thank you. Was it different from teaching like at Edge? And
yeah, and I'll tell you why. I think the further I get outside of LA, whether it be across the country, overseas, or somewhere like here, like South Pasadena, Alhambra, that the further you get outside of LA, even though you think that everything's so close to LA, that people get it all the time, but they're not as exposed as you think. So when you come to places like this, Boogiezone, the students are just like sponges. They just listen. There's not a lot of jibber jabber. They just pay attention to every little thing you give them. And I think in LA, we tend to get a little jaded from time to time. And people come in ready to like book a job or put on a show, whereas when you come to a place like this, it's class time, and everybody's here to sweat, as you see, and work. So it's a different environment on that aspect. So for me, it's much more of a pleasure to teach because I know that kids are gaining something, students are gaining something, rather than just, oh, I got to look my best because this is so and so, and I want to impress. You know what I mean?
what inspired you for this piece that you taught tonight?
For this piece, it's weird. People ask me the question all the time, what inspires me? But I'm just moved by all kinds of different music. I hear a beat, and it usually happens in the car, or I'll just be randomly searching iTunes or LimeWire. I won't say that. And I'll just happen to hear a beat, and I'm just like, ooh, it makes me move. And then all of a sudden, I liked this because it's got that Shakira feel, and I'm not a huge Shakira fan, but she mixed something up with Timbaland, and I was like, okay, I can work with this. So it was the fact that it was like, I was a little like, okay, this is cool, Shakira, and then of course she had Timbaland. So that was probably it. I heard a Shakira beat, and I was like, okay, I'm intrigued. I'll do it.
You mentioned you have various different types of styles. Mm-hmm. Is that, what type of style?
Yeah, well, I try to. I mean, now I primarily choreograph and teach hip hop, but a lot of people are very surprised to hear that I actually grew up. I didn't start doing hip hop till I was about 13. I actually grew up classically trained in ballet, tap, jazz. My mom was a dance teacher. My dad was a dancer. So I grew up doing all the technical aspects of dance, and then I kind of just started falling into hip hop, and then through friends and other choreographers and inspirations or whatever, I've managed to blend everything that I've learned in my dance life into my styles. So there's sometimes I'll hear a song and it's completely slow and groovy, which a lot of people don't believe that because I am so fast and high energy all the time. But when I get into a groovy style, I definitely slow it down and it's all about feel. And then when I get into these kind of combos like we did tonight, it's all just about energy and slam it hard and just come out and do what you do,
Just after You Got Served.
Yeah, wow, that's a big question, but dance-wise, I'll put it this way, because obviously film, there's been a lot of film, a lot of TV on just acting, but dance-wise, I would venture to say that since then, obviously there's been a lot of teaching, a lot of overseas travel, workshops. I've actually now really started to mold myself into still teaching, but doing a lot more choreography. I have a couple of brand new artists. One of the biggest things that happened for me was about a year and a half, a little over, about 2 years ago, I started choreographing for Adidas, Asia Pacific and Europe. So basically what Nike tried to do, where they turned everything into urban stuff, all the cool tennis shoes and taking Nike to another level, not just athletic wear. Adidas was trying to do the same thing. So I went on board, I helped choreograph with the Beijing Olympics. I've been to China like probably 6 times total, going out there, helping them design a whole new shoe line with Adidas, whole new clothing, urban wear. I did a string of industrial hip-hop DVDs through Adidas. So that was a big gig, and then that kind of kicked me into the choreography world. And so right now I've got a group by the name of One Call that Johnny Wright and Justin Timberlake are working with. They are now signed with Jive Records. They're kind of like a R&B, new age in sync, but definitely can dance better and definitely have more soul. They just finished opening for Britney, and they're about to start recording their new single, so we'll get that music video out. So I've got that going on, and then just film stuff. Yeah, we're waiting on possibly You Got Served 2. We'll see how that goes. And that's pretty much it. Just keeping it moving. I can't complain. I'm dancing, I'm acting, and that's it. So, yeah.
Well, we're definitely like living in a time where dance is really appreciated right now.
Right.
With like movies like You Got Served, Step Up 3D, and now we have TV shows like So You Think You Can Dance. What's your take on the students now, like from how you started choreographing to like now?
I will say I think the one thing that I do like the most is I grew up, as I was just telling you when we were off camera, that I actually, most people were surprised to hear that I grew up as a technical dancer. I didn't start dancing hip hop until I was about 13. And so I did the tap and the jazz and the ballet and all that stuff. But for me, a lot of people are like, oh, you did that, but I look back now and I'm like, it's made me such a better dancer and a more well-rounded dancer, a much versatile dancer. And what I'm learning now is that this day and age, that is becoming more of a necessity, that you shouldn't just be a breaker, or you shouldn't just be a freestyler or a hip-hop guy or contemporary, that because of shows like So You Think You Could Dance, like America's Best Dance Crew, like Dancing with the Stars, like these movies, it's starting to prove and show that you need to have all styles in your life. It's going to be tough at first, but I tell every hip-hop dancer I meet, get into a contemporary class, take a ballet class, and I do the same for a ballet dancer and a contemporary dancer. Go take a popping class, go take a regular hip-hop class, because it's just this day and age. I'll use Kenny Ormald, which I believe has probably taught for Boogiezone before. Kenny, who is one of the best hip-hop dancers, was like me, grew up as a technical guy. Now he's getting ready to do Footloose as the lead in Footloose. Well, that's not really hip-hop, that's Footloose, you know what I'm saying? So it just goes to show that you don't need to be just concentrating on one style of dance, and I think that with So You Think and ABDC and all these shows, that it's showing that there's more out there than just hip-hop, because we do live in now, especially in Los Angeles and New York, we live in a commercial, industrial dance world. And 10 years ago, you either did hip-hop or you did this. Now it's starting to all kind of blend. I mean, hip-hop, I don't even know what that is anymore. There's jazz funk, there's street jazz, there's funk and groove, there's contemporary, there's ballet, there's mod. Like, what is it anymore? Dance is whatever you're feeling and you're doing at the moment, and I think you should try it all. So.
Yeah. Going off of that, is there any motivational thing you would like to say?
Yeah, to everybody out there in the cyber world and video world, don't give up and just try everything you can. What I'm learning more as a 28-year-old guy, when I was growing up as a dancer, I didn't have the things that the kids and the students have nowadays, where it comes from YouTube to the internet alone, just Google, just what you can research and find out just online. And then all the teachers, bringing people out to different parts of the world. That was never heard of when I was growing up. And the one thing I would give to all dancers is A, don't give up, but B, try everything. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it can get pricey, but it's a small price to pay for something you love to do and you want to do well. So I would just say get out there, no matter who comes in your way, who's in your city, check them out, take every class you can.
Well, we want to thank you.
Thank you so much. Boogiezone. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. Check it out. I hope you love the combo, and I hope we'll see you again.